Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Sonnet 18 by William Shakespeare. I'm Anusha Tennakoon. Under content of my presentation, I will be talking about these areas. Number 1, Elizabethan era. Number 2, William Shakespeare. Number 3, the sonnet as a poetic form. Number 4, terminology related to sonnets. Number 5, Shakespearean sonnets. Number 6, analysis of the sonnet, Shall I compare thee to a summer's day, with reference to its techniques, language, and themes. Elizabethan era. This was known to be the rule of Queen Elizabeth I of England. The duration of Elizabethan era is vaguely from 1558 to 1603. The society was based on class system and the monarchy was on the top of the system. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was born in Avon, England. He was born in the year 1564 and died in the year 1616. He is an English poet, dramatist, and an actor. He is often called the English national poet and considered by many to be the greatest dramatist of all time. He was also known by the bynames Bard of Avon or Swan of Avon due to his huge popularity. He invented many literary traditions related to drama and poetry. The Shakespearean sonnet is a poetic form invented by Shakespeare. Now, let's pay our attention to the sonnet as a poetic form. A sonnet is a fixed verse form of Italian origin consisting of 14 lines written in iambic pentameter. So here we can understand the origin of sonnet. It was not in England. The origin of sonnet is related to Italy. Sonnet as a poetic form spread widely during the 14th century through the poems of Petrarch, an Italian poet. His sonnet's form is known as Petrarchan sonnet. The sonnet was introduced to England along with other Italian verse forms by Sir Thomas Watt and Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey, in the 16th century. As students who are studying sonnets, you should have a thorough understanding about the terminology related to sonnets. So here in this slide, there are 4 terminology related to sonnets. Octave. Octave is a stanza containing 8 lines. Sestet. Sestet is a stanza containing 6 lines. Quatrain. Quatrain is a stanza containing 4 lines. Couplet. Couplet is a stanza containing 2 lines. Now, let's get a thorough understanding about Shakespearean sonnets. Shakespearean sonnets contain 14 lines each. And these 14 lines consist of 3 quatrains, each having an independent rhyming scheme and is ended with a rhymed couplet. The rhyme scheme of the Shakespearean sonnet is AB, AB, CD, CD, EF, EF, GG. The common themes in Shakespearean sonnets are ideas of love, aging, beauty, time, lust, practical obligations, and so on. When we consider the number of sonnets written by William Shakespeare, the number is believed to be 154. Out of these 154 sonnets, some of the sonnets addressed to a fair young man and some of the sonnets addressed to a mysterious dark lady. Now, let's get ready to understand the sonnet, Shall I Compare Thee to a Summer's Day? In this slide, you can see all the lines of the sonnet. When you pay your attention to the number of lines, you can see very clearly it is 14. Having 14 lines is a basic feature of a sonnet. Okay. Now we'll try to break these lines into different categories. I explained in an earlier slide that Shakespearean sonnets contain 3 quatrains and a couplet. We'll see whether they are available in this sonnet. You can see 3 red color lines which I have put. These 3 lines separate quatrains and the couplet. Accordingly, line 1, 2, 3, 4 can be taken as the first quatrain. Same way, the lines 5 to 8 can be taken as the second quatrain. The third quatrain is from line 9 to 12. The last 2 lines, the lines 13 and 14, can be taken as the couplet. Now, let's pay our attention to the rhyming scheme. Earlier we discussed the rhyming scheme of Shakespearean sonnets as AB, AB, CD, CD, EF, EF, GG. So, when you look at this slide, you can clearly see it. The ends of the first and the third lines have similar rhyming words. So, I kept capital A at the ends of both first and the third lines. Same way, lines 2 and lines 4 have same rhyming words at the end. So, I put at the end of these lines capital B. Accordingly, I have put capital C, D, E, F at the end of the remaining lines. Now, let's try to understand the meaning of the sonnet. Here you can see that the very first line is a question. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? But when you analyze this question, you can understand that it is not a question expecting an answer. These types of questions are generally called rhetorical questions. Even though the poet thought of comparing his friend to a summer's day, he is a bit reluctant to do so. That is visible in the line 2, because his friend is more lovely and temperate than a summer's day. From 4th line onwards up to line 6, the poet depicts some negative aspects of summer. The following are the negative aspects he depicts. Number 1, rough winds that shake darling buds of May. Number 2, shortness of summer as a season. Number 3, unbearable hotness, which is there sometimes. Number 4, sunshine which changes too often. After depicting these negative aspects of summer, the poet started discussing some general factors in the world. They are, in a way, universal factors. The lines 7 and 8 stress the fact that everything is perishable, and nobody and nothing can stop or trim the changing process of nature. With the line 9, the poet presents an amazing idea which is in contrast to what he told early. He tells that the beauty that his friend possesses will not fade. Further, he says that even death cannot take his friend into his shade. This is really a complicated idea. But without leaving the readers in this complicated idea so long, the poet unveils why he says so. Look at lines 12, 13 and 14. When in eternal lines to time thou drawest, so long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. The poet has immortalized his friend in this sonnet. In the couplet, he assures this idea, saying, as long as human beings exist in this world, and as long as their eyes can see, this sonnet will give you life. After understanding the sonnet, I suppose now you all can understand very easily the techniques, language, and the themes of the sonnet. When the attention is paid to the structure of this poem, it is a sonnet, which consists of 3 quatrains and a couplet. Shakespeare's sonnet, "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?" creates visual imageries in the minds of the readers very easily. As examples, we can show the lines, "Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May. Too hot the eye of heaven shines." Personification has been used as a technique. The example is his gold complexion. Here the possessive pronoun his refers to the sun. There is a very powerful metaphor used by the poet, which is eye of heaven, to refer to the sun. When the attention is paid to the usage of symbols, we can take the whole poem as a symbol to highlight the power of poetry. And also, the season summer has been used as a symbol of youth. The line, "and summer lease hath all too short a date," indicates the youth remains only for a short period. When considering the language used by the poet, we can see some archaic English words are there in the sonnet. Example, thou art, hath, thy, thee. The following can be considered as the themes of the sonnet. Theme number 1, the power of poetry in preserving love and beauty. This can be taken as the main theme of the sonnet. Theme number 2, eternal love as opposed to temporary youth. From the sonnet, we can understand the affection that the poet had towards his friend is not temporary. He wrote a sonnet about his friend. By doing so, he made both his love and friend eternal. Theme number 3, transience of life. This idea is clearly visible from the lines, "and every fair from fair sometimes declines, by the chance or nature's changing course untrimmed." I hope that you all might have got a clear idea about the sonnet, "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?" And I wish to meet you again in another presentation like this. If you feel this presentation is useful, please subscribe this channel. Thank you.